Anyway, in the vein of a screenplay or a future film about the White House, and of course the presidency, and I'm talking about the presidency of Abraham Lincoln, you know, that famous Grant person. Grant. Anyway, take for granted that this is all with a ton of salt. I mean a whole ton of salt. The Salt Flats, of course, is in Utah. Utah is home to many, many Mormons. Chinese are not Mormons. I don't know what the fuck Chinese are. They believe that their ancestors are fucking communists. But anyway, with that in mind, I have to tell you this. This is very important because I want it's copyrighted. Is it copyrighted? My name is the Devil, or Satan if you prefer. My code name is Windfall, and I work for the CIA. Anyway, I want you to relay this to Mossad and also MI6, if you can. And I don't know, wouldn't mind letting the Russians see it too. But anyway, you all have to be aware that the Chinese are inscrutable, I guess the word is. Inscrutable. I mean, you can't see what they're thinking because they're... Some people think they're not even human, but I think that would be going too far. Now, to go too far, you'd have to go very far, far, far. Alright, now, there's a movie called The Prophecy. In The Prophecy, there's a dark soul. This dark soul is owned by a major that fought in Korea against the Chinese mostly. He used to skin the Chinese, crucify him. He said they didn't bleed like normal people. Anyway, but he was a dark soul that ate other souls. Now, with that in mind, the Chinese, of course, had great weapons. Machine guns, mortars, cannons, hand grenades. There's lots of them laying around in Korea, even right now. You can go to Korea, walk around the fields, and kick up a fucking mortar shell. Now, with that in mind, only with that in mind now, the Chinese intelligence services are all about. In fact, I could throw a rock almost anywhere, and I could hit a fucking Chinese intelligence person. I mean, look, I'm in Seattle. I'm in front of whatever the fuck that is. I could take a rock. I could take it and I could just throw it. And I'd hit a goddamn Chinese intelligence operative right now. They are all over. They're like fucking locusts. I mean, they really are. And they surveil me incredibly. Just all the goddamn time. Oh my God, she's so sweet. I gotta be quiet. So I gotta cut to the chase. Cut the chase is, the DOD, of course, was famously run by McNamara during the Vietnam era. There was a man who was a Mormon, no, he was a Quaker, came up and set himself on fire in front of the Secretary of Defense's office. Had a child with him. With that in mind, sometimes people, Indians, and the Beverly Hillbillies, sit in front of the White House and go bum, 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 bum. Now, if you have a bum, 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 now lots of bums have lots of stuff. I've seen lots of stuff on this street, which is Wall Street. Now I'm going to cut more a little fighter now, a little fighter piece of tailoring. The Chinese, while they were watching President Obama strut his stuff in Palm Springs. Now this is a real thing because I didn't actually see it, but I saw it on TV. They decided that they would implement a action against the president. That is to say, and this is all in a screenplay, of course, that this action would be designed to kill him. Now, they have a particularly powerful mortar shell that actually, and in some respects, resembles a Davy Crockett tactical nuclear shell, famous during the 50s and 60s, mostly the 60s. They have this shell in Washington, D.C. right now. And they are going to drop it off to a person not too far from the White House. And they're going to drop it off in such a way as to say, if you send this message to President Obama and Chuck Hagel, you will find them very receptive, because they will have no way to combat you because they'll be dead. All right. And the debt is paid, and the Chinese own the United States of America. I mean, they do. They all actually own it right now. They have lock, stock, and barrel on every fucking street. Like this street. Look. So, and with that in mind, and only with that in mind, if I was working for the Secret Service, which I'm not, I work for the CIA. But if I were, I would be actually walking the streets right now looking for people that look like they're very casual, maybe too casual. And I'd be looking for, possibly, a signature of a atomic device that might be close by. And then I'd be watching people come and go. And I'd be doing surveillance in a scale not seen since, well, the events that were subsequent to, you know, the JFK assassination. Which actually I have some interesting details about anyway, but I can't tell you about it because I wasn't working in the CIA back then, so I didn't have a clearance. If you have clearance to see this, then you know what I'm saying. Today is, of course, July 23rd, 2001. And the time is 9:11 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you hear that, you know what I'm saying. I'm saying that, oddly enough, if you took a 6 and turned it upside down, it'd be a 9. If you put a 6 as a character for June, it'd be June. If you put a 10 and a 1 together, they become 11. Today is June 11th, 2013. What famous individual can you think of that had a dragon named Spot? Herman Munster, of course. And where did they live? 1313 Mockingbird Lane. So, the long and short of it is, I can't pee for some reason. I have a blockage in my urethra. And I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I guess this hurt. It's very painful doing this. I really do. I have great pain when I do this. But I have to go because the crows are looking for bread. I want some money. I want to get paid. Seriously. I mean, a little bit anyway. I mean, some of that big nugget that I got, hidden away in the fucking Cayman Islands. Let me have some of it. I need it. That was a big goddamn cell phone bill. Anyway, this is Operations Officer Windfall. The time is 1:22 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And I am in the offices of a terrorist. And the terrorist knows that I'm coming. So she's ready for me. Goodbye, and have a good day. Oh, and find that motherfucker. Kill him. Just kill him dead.